Welcome to section number 3 on getting started and getting set up for everything that you need to do. I would recommend for you that you get everything available to you and all the information put onto your graph as much as you can to make it a lot easier for you. It saves yourself getting lost within the pattern, and it gives you some free key element tips to be able to follow along without really having to burn a few extra brain cells. So in this section I'm going to show you key elements for getting started. We're going to be doing the bobbin technique of changing color, and I'm going to be talking about that in section number 4 because I like really clean lines, but we have to figure out how many bobbins that we're going to need, and this section basically is learning how to get it set up so you can identify exactly what you need for your entire project. So let's review on things you need to do in order to get yourself established. So essentially you're going to have your graph and you've got things all laid out properly for what you want. So we actually haven't started crocheting at all at this point, but we want to get this graph ready for us. What we want to do is that we want to establish where we are in the graph, and so I don't want everything that's here. Okay, I just want 2 boxes on either side, or in this case I guess it's 1, and I just want to establish where I am, and I just use a highlighter. So I'm only going to crochet the boxes that are inside my particular square, and I'm going to commit to that. The next part is that I want to establish how many bobbins I'm going to need in order to have the complete colors that I need to make it work. Yes, the background is all the same color. So these are, everything outside of the M is the same color. However, we need different bobbins at different times because the colors do not cross over any of the blue lines. So for example, this main green here, you will not see that same yarn bobbin on the other side, so therefore I need one there. This M here will be a different bobbin going up. So at this particular point, once we get past the second row, we're going to be doing a bobbin here, here, and here. So I wanted to figure out to myself, where is the maximum amount of bobbins I'm going to need at one time in order to make it work. So I look toward the center of this particular project and I say, okay, I need a bobbin here. So 1, I need 2, I need 3, I need 4. Okay, and if you're here, it'll be 5, 6 for this side, 7 because you'll be finishing this one, 8 here, and 9. So at this maximum spot I'm going to need 9 bobbins. Now throughout this project we're going to be adding and subtracting yarn at all times. So even if there's not enough yarn wound on this bobbin right here that is going up all the way around, no big deal. We can add it on more yarn to that bobbin. It's not a big deal. What you're going to love though, as we get higher up in the M, that we're going to start removing bobbins, as especially up here, that'll just be a bobbin here, here, and just the one in the middle because there's nothing else left in the way. So what I have to do is that the project grows upward, okay, just like so. So every time that there's something in your way to prevent that yarn from going across, so this bottom M is here, this yarn can no longer go all the way across, therefore I'm going to need another bobbin for the other side. So I just look at this pattern and say, I just look at it and say, where is it going to happen? So if you have, for example, we have my big logo just like so. So just say we're doing the E, for example. So if the E is inside of a box, okay, I'll just draw it lightly so I know where I am. So if the E is inside a box, I'm going to need a bobbin, okay, to start me off. There will be a bobbin for this section, but as I'm on this side of a box I'm going to need one there, and I'm going to need one here. Okay, so this one eventually will probably end up over there, and so at this point there will be 3 bobbins working, and then essentially what's going to happen is that we continue to work up, and especially right up here there will be a bobbin here, 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 and here. There'll be 5. So you just have to look wherever the yarn does not cross over. That's where you're going to need a separate bobbin in order to work. You can see here this is only like 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a big bobbin at all. You'll be on and off that bobbin in no time and getting it out of your way, so it makes it a lot easier for you. So the first thing you need to do is create a bobbin. But what happens if you don't have a bobbin? Let me show you a cereal box in order to show you how to do one. So the bobbins help you keep organized and allow you to use multiple yarns at the same time, and you don't want the yarn strings to be very big. Grabbing a cereal box that has a bit of durability to it, turn it over and draw like a shape that resembles like a like a dog bone, and I have one like so. So all I'm just going to do for a bobbin is that I'm going to cut that out, and I did 10 of them just off chance. The key with the bobbin is that you need to make sure that the interior dips down. The thing about it is that I use clothespins because I thought it'd be better. Clothespins are flat, therefore the yarn would slide off on the back end all the time. So I would wind my bobbin on the inside, so even if this string gets a little loose, it will not slide off either direction. And then once you get enough yarn on there that you feel, just simply trim your yarn like so, and do a slit right at the end of the bobbin. Either side, it doesn't matter, you can do one on either, and that'll hold it. So when you're working with these, you can just pull it out, pull up some extra yarn, and then insert it back into there, and it will hold it, and therefore it'll be just secured whenever you're using these. And so for example, on my M, I need 9 of these bobbins at one time, so I'm gonna create 9 of these in advance, and you can always reuse these later. And Tony says they're great. The next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to establish the roadmap in order for me to understand the pattern even better. So what I want to do is that I have my arrows. I would do that as I go. I just did this for demonstration purposes. But what I would do is that you need to make sure that you're watching for the yarn. So you got to watch on the number of boxes. So when we're coming across here, you're gonna see where we have nothing, but when we come back here we're starting to run into the M. But where are we gonna do? So I had to count over, and I had 25 boxes here. So I would draw an arrow and say this is 25. And so I would have to single crochet and count 25 boxes over. So then what I'm going to do at that point is that I'm going to then bring on my new yarn and then bring on my other yarn, and there's only 2 stitches on that side, so I labeled it 2. You can see here, right here, this is part of that other side as well. So I know that this one's 2, this one will be 2, and this one still continues to be 25 as we're working all the way across. And at key elements through here, I just add on here, especially on the ends. I want to make sure that I'm maintaining, so all of these up here have 7 stitches before the M starts. So I just put an arrow up and down that there will be 7 boxes in between the edge points. And as I'm working my way up, we have 5, 4, 2, and then 1, 1. And then again on the other side, just to make sure that I'm clear on where exactly I'm going. This interior tends to work itself out, but critical areas that you need to keep count are really critical. In order for making it a lot easier for yourself, especially when you start collecting and you're going across here for the first time. This is starting, you're gonna want to know it's 8 and then 6 on the other side, and it's just something that just makes it a lot easier as you go across. So now I think I'm all ready. I got my bobbin, I have my pattern already, I got my highlighter, I got my crochet hook, I got my yarn. I'm ready to rock this puppy out. The next part of this series, we're going to show you how to change color. There is a technique of doing so they have beautiful clean lines, and that is coming up next.